Hello and welcome to another Friday pickup video. This one started out pretty long. I actually recorded it a couple of times, tried to put everything into one video, and it ended up just being way too long. So what I decided to do is break it into two parts, and I had a little bit of trouble with that. I tried first to record it with just hardware, and then next week I would do games, but that didn't work because in some of the pickups I had hardware and games. So what I'm going to do instead is my Sega pickups this week, and then next week I'm going to do everything else. And don't be disappointed because the Sega pickups this week are pretty good. There's not a lot of stuff, but the stuff that I have is quality stuff. Certainly some uncommon systems that you don't see around very often. Now, next week it's going to be everything else. It's going to include Nintendo, I think there's a PC game, PlayStation, and some other stuff. I'll show that to you then. And then if you guys really want to, if there's anybody out there that wants to see my Laserdisc pickups for the past few weeks, actually for the past few months, let me know and I'll post a video of that. I know that there are a few other YouTubers out there that are really interested in them, so let me know if you'd like to see that. I can do that as well. Let's see here. I think right now what I'm going to do is start off by showing you my Sega pickups. And the first one, you can actually see behind you there. For the Nintendo Wii, I picked up, on Lawn Boy Post 1975 suggestion, the Conduit. And actually my son bought this because he wanted to pick up a decent first-person shooter. And I remembered seeing Dave's video about this, and I recommended it to Lance, and he picked this up, along with another game that you'll see in a pickup video next week. Now you're wondering, why are you showing a Nintendo Wii game on the Sega pickup video? Well, that's because it's actually made by Sega. And the Sega Stoner harasses me every time I break my videos up like this, Sega and everything else, because I don't mention a game that was made by Sega but for another console. So there you go, Trevor. The Conduit for the Nintendo Wii is actually a Sega game. And that's what's playing in the background there. Actually, the reason I have that in the background, I pulled the screen is only there temporarily. I wanted to test a couple of projectors out. That is down because I don't want you to see what's behind it, because it's a mess, and I figured I'd put the game up there because it'd give you something to look at. Now, on to the actual Sega pickups, if that's okay with you, Trevor. Stopped at one of the exchange stores. I think it may have been the exchange in Medina, Ohio. Could be mistaken there. And it looked like somebody traded in their entire Sega Master System collection. Now, there wasn't a console there. I assume somebody must have bought it. But there were a bunch of games, and there was some hardware. And I picked up some stuff that I really wanted to have. First off, I picked up some games that were only $1. And the only reason I bought these, I didn't need them. I already have them. I already have them complete in box. But you know how I am with $1 Sega Master System and Genesis games? I always buy them for the cases. Which seems ridiculous since I have about 250 cases sitting right here. And they don't have any games in them, but I have games that will go in those, and I may end up using those later for the games that came out of them and print up new covers. So it's $1. It's a rule. I have to buy $1 Sega Master System and Genesis games. And the ones that I picked up for $1 were Great Football, Great Baseball, and Parlor Games. All three complete, and certainly if they're better off than the ones that I have on the shelf, I'll replace the ones I have with these, and then I'll put the other ones in the... Never mind, you know what I'm trying to say. Then I picked up two games that I already have in my collection, but the artwork and or manuals were damaged in the flooding problem that I had. First one is Hang On Astro Warrior, and it is complete, in pretty good condition, I think. The second one is one that's near and dear to my heart, as I'm sure it is with many of you, Afterburner, and that is also complete and in very good condition. So I now have loose copies of Afterburner and Hang On Astro Warrior that I don't need to have because I have those, and that's a good thing. Hardware, I mentioned that there was some hardware there. I picked up a Sega Light Phaser, complete in box. The box is in really good condition. It's got the squeaky styrofoam in there. It has all the paperwork. Honestly, it looks like it had never been used. I'm not sure that whoever owned this ever took it out of the package. Good for me. This was $5, so I was not going to walk out of there without some cool 80s Sega packaging for $5. The other thing I picked up is this thing here. It is a Sega Sports Pad. They actually had two of them there. Whoever traded in two of them, along with a couple of games that utilize this, Sports Pad Football being the one that I can remember off the top of my head. I didn't buy them both. They were $10. I didn't want to invest $20 to buy two of them. And honestly, I can't imagine that I'm going to have too many people volunteering to play sports pad football with me. I hear it's pretty painstaking. I wanted to have one in my collection. I didn't need to have two of them in my collection. And honestly, I didn't have enough in my PayPal account to buy the other one in addition to this other stuff and the stuff that I'm going to show you here next. I actually bought this stuff first, and that's why I was running low on my PayPal account. My PayPal account is how I pay for my collection, by selling other stuff, which we'll talk about next week. Now, these two items, these are the last two items, interestingly enough, both have stories. The first one, it is something that I've been wanting to get for a really long time. It is Sega Genesis CDX, and this is in really good condition. It certainly needs to be cleaned up. I haven't cleaned it up yet. But I found this on eBay. Yes, evil eBay. You can find deals there. They wanted $89.99 for it, which for this is not a bad price. Unfortunately, it said right in the listing that the CD portion didn't work, but everything else worked. So I took a chance on it. It was a buy it now or best offer item, so I gave them a best offer of $50 shipped. They accepted it almost immediately, which shocked the crap out of me. So I got this for $50 shipped. And I think what happened was somebody that knows me on YouTube, or maybe from my Facebook page, saw that it was me and shipped it to me. Because when I got this, the shipping label said Ed ! Instead of just Ed, which is what I think I have on my eBay, and I think I have my full name on the PayPal. So somebody, I'm pretty sure from YouTube, sent it. If it was you, please let me know so I can say thank you. If you don't ask, I'm just going to say thank you now anyway. I really do appreciate it. I have had this apart. I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is. It looks like it should be a fairly simple fix. So for $50, I should have, when I get around to it, a working Sega CDX. And even if I needed to buy a new laser module, which I don't think I need, those are only $15. So that shouldn't be a big deal. Obviously, goes without saying, very happy that I have that now. All right, this last pickup is by far the biggest purchase. And by biggest purchase, I mean both monetarily and physically. Those of you who like me on Facebook will know what this one is too. The story that goes along with this one is I went to the Midwest Gaming Classic, and everybody that asked me what I was looking for, I said there were two things. The first one was a multi-cade board, which I've decided not to go with now. I just got another little computer to use for a MAME arcade, totally separate from my other MAME arcade that, by the way, is working now. The other one was this thing here. Pardon me. Try to do this without getting a hernia. It is a Laserdisc player. A CLD A100, or as it is otherwise more popularly known, a LaserActive. And you can see there that it has the Sega Genesis pack in it. Now, I'm going to set this down for a second. Now, when I was looking for this at the Midwest Gaming Classic, I did find one there, and the guy wanted $450 for it. It did have Pyramid Patrol, which is a game on Laserdisc that plays in this, but I didn't want to spend that much. I told him that for what he had, I would give him $350, and I worked on him both days. At the end, he finally said, no, I'm sorry, I can't come down that much. I ended up getting this for significantly less than half what the guy was asking for it at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Now, this one also does have a problem. I mean, it's got a few marks on top of it, which I should be able to clean off. And they said in the listing that they could not get the CD tray open. Now, not the CD tray, I'm sorry, the Laserdisc tray. The CD tray did open, and they tested it, and it worked with music CDs. So, since it worked with music CDs, I knew that it would work with the... What happened to my screen back there? Went dead. I knew it would work with the Sega CDs, and they said that they tested the Genesis pack, and that also worked. So, took a chance. I believe it was a best offer as well. Made them an offer. They accepted it. Very, very happy. Got the thing home, and the first thing I noticed, the first problem, the CD or the Laserdisc tray not opening. Took a look at that, and it's got a little tray that flips open. Not a tray. It's got a little door that flips open so that the Laserdisc tray can slide out, and the gear has a missing tooth on it, and it's getting snagged. So that should be a fairly simple fix. I've got another Laserdisc player over there that has the same thing that doesn't work, and I can use it for parts. The other problem that it has that they didn't know because they couldn't get a LaserDisc in it is it doesn't read LaserDiscs, and that's a fairly common thing with these. I'm not overly concerned about it because I did try it, and it does play Sega CD games and Genesis games. I've played quite a bit on it. I'm not worried about the LaserDisc so much because I don't plan on watching LaserDisc movies, and the LaserDisc games for the LaserActive are really expensive and pretty hard to come by, so I doubt I'll be seeing any of those anytime soon. The reason I don't really care to watch movies on it, it's not a double-side player, so you have to get up and turn sides every time one side, well, you know what, it doesn't play both sides. That's all you need to know. And I have several other LaserDisc players that I will use to watch movies on. Now, I think I can fix this. I fiddled with it a little bit. Maybe I'll make a video, maybe I won't. I don't know that anybody would really be all that interested. I think I know what it is. I think I can fix it. Just got to find the time to do it. So, there you go. The final thing that I picked up was a LaserActive. And this sucker weighs about 22, 23 pounds. Maybe more than that. It weighs more than the typical LaserDisc player, I'll tell you that. Anyway, very cool item to add to the collection. Thank you very much for watching. I have some video gameplay videos, yeah, that's what I meant to say, that Lance and I did. I may be posting those. I need his permission to do that because he was unhappy with the results, but hopefully you'll see those coming out soon. Also, we were thinking about going to the flea market tomorrow. Not sure that that's going to happen now. I was going to make a video about that, but we're staying up late tonight to do something with my little brother, so we may not wake up in time. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next week.